Let's bring her in, okay? There's a new show on Netflix. By the way, we have a new criteria. She kicked so much ass on the show last time. We said, yeah,
come back.
She's got to come back. She was great. There's a show on Netflix called On My Block. This is the next one I'm going to check out. It's about these inner city kids in Los Angeles, and she plays one of the moms, and it's like weird because she's way hot, but she's a mom in real life.
Yeah.
And yeah, there she is. Oh, there she is. And I love how fired up she is and how she is a promotion machine.
Yeah.
She's a promotion machine.
If everyone followed her lead,
Right.
like with Instagram and FaceTime.
Look at that. She's doing it right now.
Doing it live right now,
I love it.
guys.
I love it. You know what? I was going to ban Instagram because I think our priorities are way off.
In life.
Until now. Yeah, but for the sake of this, let's welcome back Paula Garces, everybody.
Paula, how are you?
Well, guys, you're so handsome in the morning. Look
Really?
at this.
See, that's why you have her back. That's why you had her back.
Glowing.
This is why I'm putting you guys on blast, because I want everyone to see
Hi, Paula.
how cute you guys
How cute.
are.
I'm looking cute today.
Yeah.
Cute today.
I'm a little shiny. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
I'm always shiny.
I hate that.
You know, I'm a sweaty little.
I justify it. Keeps us young,
Latina.
right? Yeah. You look
Is
like...
that what it is? Sweaty Latinas?
I think that's what it is. Keeps you young.
Oh my God, it started.
Yeah.
Covino is
has
always, he's always
started.
oily.
I'm always shiny, but it keeps me young looking. I'm 65 years old.
You know?
Yeah.
Me too.
I know you got... Did we know this last time that you have an older daughter?
I'm not sure. Did you guys do a little digging?
I think
don't know.
You know what? I think we started like to stalk you on Instagram afterward. We're like, wait a second, right? You have a daughter who looks like she's your age,
Oh, I will take that.
right? I'm like, oh, she has a beautiful sister. No, it's her daughter.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why it makes sense that you do play a mom on this Netflix show,
do.
but you could easily play like the hot like Latina mistress in the show or love interest.
Listen, if you want to be my PR person at all times, please do, because
Yeah.
I will take it.
Paula Garces is here. So the new show. Last time you were talking about Luna and the other things you had going on. How did the Netflix show happen? Because that's the hot shit right now,
Yeah,
right?
see,
To
this
get
is a
on
big
Netflix
deal
show.
because I see it on the homepage all the
Right.
time now.
Look, I'm doing the dance
Right.
because I am so happy about this, guys. First
Yeah.
of all, thank you for having me back.
Of course.
No
You
problem.
guys are amazing.
Thank you.
I touched upon on my blog just like for 2 seconds the last time I was here. I think
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah.
asked me,
Yep.
what are you currently doing? And I think I literally was just on the first episode.
Right.
And I was excited about it because I knew that off the page I had read something hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm sure, being in the business for a long time, you never know what could happen until it's actually on, right?
You never
Right.
know. I read a script and I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. It's
Right.
making me laugh out loud, just like when I first read Harold and Kumar
Right.
type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fresh. This
Right.
is new. And then I heard that it was like a Netflix show, and I was like, cool. I want to be on Netflix. Why not?
Oh, by the way, I hate to interrupt. You were Danny Trejo's daughter, right?
I was.
Danny Trejo's hot daughter, and
And I
Harold
know you
Kumar.
guys had like
Yeah.
a video and stuff with Danny, right?
He's our homeboy. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So, so last time I touched upon how excited I was about the show and how I hoped it would do well.
Mhm.
And now, like, the audience approval is like amazing, and because of the fans, we might have a season 2, guys.
All
We
right.
might.
Which is
We
big.
haven't confirmed. They haven't confirmed,
Right.
but I'm putting it out there.
And you don't
I
want to
am-
jinx it, but you got to put it out there,
I
right?
don't, I don't believe in jinxing.
You
I
don't
believe
believe in
in
it?
saying it and then just say it and do it till it's done.
And make it real.
Yeah.
You got to
Now-
see it.
Now, on my block, when you have all these Netflix shows, because Netflix, the whole joke is Netflix has so many shows now. It used to be a couple shows here and there. Now, Netflix is making millions and billions of dollars, so they're putting out all this original content. Like, there are times I'm flipping through, I'm like, what's it? There's a new series? I never even heard of this.
Right.
Like, you could go through the new releases, and you'll see things that you never heard of that look cool or seem cool.
Sure.
So the fact that this is standing out is huge, because you could almost get it. Never happened in the past, but now I feel like you could get buried on Netflix a little bit because there's so much stuff.
Oh no! I totally agree.
This is up front.
I totally agree. I'm not a producer on the show. I'm not one of the writers. I'm just one of the moms of the show. I'm not even like one of the stars.
Because
of
it's
the
about
show,
it's
really.
about the kids
It's
for the
about
most part.
the kids
Right.
for the most part. But I love it so much. Like, if there was a show like this when I was growing up, especially in the hood,
Right.
I would have been, oh my God, so many things would have opened up in my mind about what the future could be. I mean, I always thought that I could be a star in Hollywood, but because I was delusional
Right.
and crazy. I mean, I grew up in Spanish Harlem in the mid 80s. I got pregnant at 18, and even when I was pregnant and on welfare, I was like, oh yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to be an actress in Hollywood. So, but I mean, that's how crazy I was.
So you just stuck with
But
it.
if there was a show like this, girl, I would have been like, oh yeah, guys,
It's
I'm not
possible.
crazy. It's totally possible.
Wow.
So that's what this show means to me. It just means that all the hard work that I've put into as far as being an actress, a Latina actress in Hollywood, it actually made a difference, because this whole show is not about being a Latino. It's just a story about these kids that are going through changes. They're going to high school, but they just happen to be from, a hood in LA. But it could really easily be any group of friends.
But if you watch a preview for the show, it's funny. It's funny, but it's real,
hilarious.
right? So it's like you said hilarious like 5 times. It's hilarious. Yo,
Not hilarious. Hilarious.
from what I
Not
gather,
because I'm in it, by the way. It's just really funny.
yeah, from what I gather, it's fucking hilarious. So it's hilarious, but I also feel like it's real because you watch a preview if you haven't started the show. On my block, even if you watch a little preview of the show,
One of the girls coming to grips with the fact that she's maturing and
Yeah.
she's developing and she's getting cat calls and
but
shit.
yeah, and then it seems like there's a lot of hilarious moments, but also there's a lot of seriousness, like
Right.
people getting arrested and going
Right.
through real life shit. So this is funny yet serious.
Well, because that's the way life is, especially if you do live in an economically challenged area, there's going to be certain extras that you're going to be dealing with. So not only, like you said, not only are you dealing with the fact that you're developing some boobs for high school,
Right.
but there might be a shootout or two on
Right.
your way.
Right.
Not even in the school, which seems to be the norm, unfortunately, on the way to school. And the joke is that these kids even know the caliber by just hearing the gunshot.
Right.
They know,
That's the
like,
reality.
if it's a 38 or a 45. And if you're from the hood, you kind of do know those things. It's
So-
terrible. But we make light of it because that's the way real life is. Young people today, they don't go, oh, what a hard life I have, or they're laughing all the time. They make fun of their reality all the time.
That
whether
is
it's
true.
good or
Whoever's
bad.
making these memes online are pretty funny.
Hilarious.
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 And again, she plays. You play Ruby's mom,
I
right?
play Ruby's mama.
Ruby's mama,
Yeah.
Paula Garces on the Covino and Rich show. Can we talk about it? The ups and downs of life. That's kind of what the show's about. The
Yes.
realities, the laughs, but the seriousness. We didn't talk about this last time. 18 on welfare,
Yes.
having a kid, and you still said, you know what? I'm gonna be something still, even though you had all these obstacles.
Yes.
Can we talk about how real that was when at the time?
Well, I mean, my mom, God bless her soul, was a single mom in Spanish Harlem. And we definitely became products of our environment for a little while. And although she really tried to push me in the arts direction and going to school, I dropped out of high school. I had to get a GED. I was on welfare because I got pregnant. And again, I became a single mom.
Right.
But the arts saved me. In a big way. At first, I thought I was going to be a ballerina, a dancer, and then I very quickly understood that I was not going to be 95 pounds because I love empanadas
Right.
and
You love-
tacos.
you love tacos so
I'm
much.
very stereotypical that
You'd
way.
be ripped if you didn't love empanadas.
I love
Exactly. Damn, Trejo's tacos be messing with my six pack.
Yo, I'd be so ripped if I didn't love refried beans and margaritas.
It's true. That's me.
Yeah, but the thing is, you are ripped. He's serious.
Yeah, I'm really not 65. I just look it.
No, but I mean, so yeah, I was delusional at the time, but I got very lucky. I stuck with it. One of my first movies, I think we talked about it the last time, was, starring opposite Michelle Pfeiffer on, Dangerous Minds. And it was, again, surreal because I think I was still on welfare while working a little bit for Dangerous Minds. And
But is
those
that
worlds
the key,
collide.
though? Is that the key that you lived the roles that you're playing? Because I mean, like it sort of prepares you. You're on a show now that has to do with. It seems like sort of very similar vibe to how you grew up.
Yeah.
You were in Dangerous Minds. You know, even in Harold and Kumar, you play like, you know, the hot daughter of, you know, it seems like a rough guy, which I'd imagine type of guy that was in the neighborhood you grew up in. So you're sort of just, you know, pulling from your own life, right?
Well, you know, as an actor, I think any actor will tell you that it helps when it is close to something that you've had experiences with. But then again, I've also played, to be fair to the business, I've also played astronauts, and I've played LAPD, NYPD. I've played, you know, lawyers, doctors. So it's cooler for me when it's something that I can definitely draw from my own experiences. It just, I don't know, it's a way to tell my own story as well, in a way. And, you know, actors are vain.
I think it
we
comes
all
back
want to make our own biopic.
Yeah, but
and this
you
is
said
the way.
lucky and everything. But if you didn't deliver, right, here you are, opposite Michelle Pfeiffer, and you're on a big movie, and, you know, Coolio's involved and all that.
Coolio?
Yeah, bro.
Did somebody say Coolio?
Yeah,
Some
dude, are you kidding me? I bet you hear that song, you get fired up a little
I
bit.
love it.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
We all like this song. But once you
Gangster's
hear
Paradise?
When you hear that though, you must feel even cooler though, because you were involved.
Because I'm in the video.
Right?
That was my first time
That's
being
cool.
a video vixen, guys.
Video vixen for Coolio. That should be your profile. Like just that's it. Coolio video vixen.
Like I said before about the Andre Ingram story. Did you see the Laker last night?
Yes.
Who, you know, like opportunity is everything. It's not like he just showed up last night. The guy's been great all along, but he finally got his opportunity.
Got his moment.
She got her moment. She delivered. If she didn't deliver, she could have fucked up the lines.
Listen, it happens. It happens in all industries, but sports and entertainment, it's so much more. It's so much more visible when it happens because the stakes are high.
Right,
Money's
pressure
there.
and
Like
everything.
Like remember Jeremy Lin, who came out of nowhere a couple years back for when he was on the Knicks, right?
That's
and
right.
that all started last night. You see with Ingram, you see it in the NFL. Sometimes a backup quarterback gets a chance, and
the
now all of a
opportunity.
sudden, you know, like this year, Case Keenum gets an opportunity to play. Brings Minnesota all the way to the championship game, and now he signs some huge contract. So
That's why even if you're riding the bench, you can't slack.
no, you
Right.
can't. And in your acting world, I read an article the other day. It said it was like, you know, you get it's clickbait, but you keep clicking.
Sure.
But it was like 15 actors who reaped the benefits of another actor fucking up. Like someone was in a role.
Michael J. Fox, one of the most infamous.
Like
right?
they got fired.
Like,
and
yeah, someone
somebody
got
else comes
fired,
in?
and the replacement ended up being in a huge movie.
Yeah.
And one of those was Michael J. Fox took over for Eric Stoltz on Back to the Future. But it was a list of people who seized the opportunity.
Well, it's so funny you mention that because sometimes an actor's biggest crutch is their ego. And I've heard of people like turning down amazing roles because they weren't like the first choice. Like,
yeah.
no, I'm not going to get somebody slappy seconds. Like,
Right.
give me if I'm the fourth, fifth choice, this is how I feel.
You
And
put a hex on every other hot Latina girl in Hollywood, right? Like, fuck them.
I don't care if I get anybody's leftovers because just being from where I'm from, and I know everybody gives you like the sob story of like my life is the hardest and I've had it harder than you. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that from very early on, I just knew that if I got an opportunity, I better bring it.
Right.
And so I prepared myself. Even though I was riding that bench, I've been preparing myself in
Right.
subtle ways, maybe, and sometimes not so subtle. Like, for example, on my block, my part is not that big, but the moments that they did give me, Lauren, who's one of the creators of the show, she was like, "You better bring it, cause this scene right here, we're gonna close out the show with you. You're the cliffhanger. So if you don't make us feel it, nobody's gonna care about this show coming
No
back."
pressure,
Yeah.
right? No
Yeah,
pressure.
Season two,
Yeah,
season,
and I was
season two sort of hangs in the balance of whether or not you're good or not.
Yeah, that's basically what she said.
So what do you're just going over that scene in your mind though? I guess like, you know, the whole week leading up to it, right?
The whole time I got the job,
Right.
I basically thought, oh wow, if they do end it on this scene, which it seems like it's leading up to that, I better bring it. I better make it happen for these kids because these kids are so funny and the stories are so good that they deserve that second season. Really, I'm here again. I'm here not because I'm the star of the show or anything, but because I really care about the content and how cool this new talent is. It's a bunch of unknowns, really.
Yeah.
These kids, and they're very, very good.
And how much do you care about them? You know, being the older person on the set and things like that.
I do, because again, everything that I've worked so hard for more than 20 plus years, they're reaping the benefits of, and that's the whole point. That was the whole point, honestly, for me, as an actor and as a creative.
That's great.
Like I said, I've heard only great things about this show. Netflix, On My Block. Paula Garces is here. Do you love your level of where you're at right now? Because I feel like it's sort of sweet, right? Because people may here and there be like, oh, I know you. You're from that. You're from that. But you could live a pretty cool life. Like that must be that's the window.
Or does she want more?
Because I feel like sometimes people want to be the super A-list star, but I feel like that comes with a headache.
Honest, I had my moment where I wanted to be the J-Lo, obviously,
Right.
or very early on in my career. But I think after a certain age, and after you have kids, I have 2 kids, it's, to me personally, it's better to be that actor that's under the radar, but the one that you see like in everything. You're like, that's that guy in my favorite show. I don't really know his name, but he's on my favorite show.
Being the actor that, like you, is it, oh, she's in that. Oh, wait, I recognize her from that. She's in that. That seems to me, like, realistically,
the key to happiness
better life
in that world. No, in that world,
imagine if you were at Ralph's or Trader Joe's or something, and you're fucking people bothering you and your kids. That would be a nightmare. What a like. That's why like there's.
And then the bigger the star rises, the more people more problems.
People
as they
trying
say.
to mess you up.
Right.
People trying to
because my Instagram image is definitely not my day-to-day. Like today, I went.
Well, now I want to check it out.
Today
again.
I went in a little cuter
Right.
when I dropped off my son at school.
Paula
and people
Garces
were like,
1, if you want to
see,
check her
like,
out.
I do not look like that on my. I'm a hot mess on my regular.
Paula Garces
day-to-day.
1, if you want to check her out.
By the way, that picture of you, the 5th one, you're leaning down in a hot dress. What are you looking at? It's like. There's a picture of her.
Cholo, bro.
There's a picture of her in a.
That is honestly me begging my husband to photograph this outfit, which was sent to me by a friend, and I wanted to give her some play.
Yeah,
and he was like,
you're bending over, showing cleavage, and you're looking at something.
Well, he's always
looking at empanadas.
He's always annoyed at the fact that I ask him to take pictures of me.
Is he,
So this is my This is my revenge selfie. And when I posted it, I'm like, see, you should have took my picture because I took this selfie.
Break this down for us too. Again,
by the way,
this is a selfie.
Is your guy is your man?
I feel bad for her, man.
Is he an Instagram husband? You ever see that clip? No, you don't make him take.
He hates social media.
No, but I'm saying, do you feel like you're always being like,
pictures,
does he take your picture quite a bit?
Sometimes he takes pictures.
Is he good at it? Because I've never been good at that. Apparently,
he's gotten better, but it's a constant fight.
You take the worst angles. Sorry.
Is that you at Snoop Dogg? Go up.
Yes.
What were you doing with Snoop Dogg?
I was teaching him Espanol on my that's a show that I created, produced, and hosted for a network that used to be called Mundos.
Well, maybe you could teach me because I live the life of no hablo, as they say. The life of no hablo, as DJ Vice would say.
So I taught him how to say something sexy to the ladies, and he loved it.
Now, hold on. Snoop Dogg, I imagine he's next to a beautiful Latina girl. You know, all these guys that you meet on the set. We met your husband. Talk about a slick dude, right? Remember, we're like, who is this fucking slick guy in the lobby? Right? And I hope he's listening because we're like, this is a super stud.
Oh, wow, he's gonna love you guys. Yeah. He's like, you should definitely do their show on like a weekly basis.
They had the like the Latin swagger, like the guy from Fuller House.
Well, he's Puerto Rican,
right? like the husband from Fuller House. You know, like he came in doing salsa moves. That guy, from what I remember, and he smelled real good, like, real handsome scruff.
I think he slid into the room.
Right? He was like, now, how does he deal with?
There he goes. See.
Yeah, I remember.
And
meeting
I told
him.
you I'm a hot mess on my regular day-to-day basis. Look,
you guys know you were a great team. I remember when he came in here, and you know he was very cool. How do you guys balance that life of he has to know that you know the guys on set are going to be looking at you and making moves and throwing it out there? Obviously, it starts with you saying "beat it," right?
Right.
So how does that all work? And do guys get aggressive on the set? And how do you handle it?
Well, yeah, I've had those moments, but you know they're getting fewer and fewer
really?
between as I get a little older, and I'm usually friendly and cool about it. I mean, it must take a lot of effort and I don't know, courage to go up to someone that you think is attractive
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's
So
not
I
easy.
give a guy props for even
No, yeah,
trying.
it's the worst.
And I feel like I'm a sweet person just anyway. So I hope I don't give off the wrong vibes.
Right.
My husband's like, you better be mean.
I just think it's funny. I'm thinking of Snoop Dogg, and I'm like, if you want to learn Spanish, you get Rosetta Stone. He's like
Paula
find me a hot Spanish speaking woman.
This was a segment on my show. I didn't go to like his house to teach him Spanish.
I'm gonna assume you went to his house.
Yeah, you're his personal tutor. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he hired you as a personal Spanish tutor.
Wow.
But
on my block.
my hubby's just very secure. He knows.
Obviously, yeah.
We've been together for a long time.
On My Block is the show, guys. Netflix. She's Ruby's mama. Paula Garces is here. Paula Garces 1 on Twitter, and was it the real Paula Garces on Instagram?
Yes.
The real Paula Garces on Instagram. I was talking about how I'm giving up Instagram later. Does it consume you? You seem to be. You're promoting the hell out of the show. You know, you're Instagram living as we speak. Does it consume you? Even though you're busy being a mom and you're acting and doing all that stuff,
No,
the way it consumes
I'm
us?
not good at the social media.
Oh, you're
stuff
not?
either.
So
No. I'm like, I know that you guys think I am good, but I'm not even considered like at all like on the mediocre level. Like there's Instagram people that have millions and millions of followers, and I feel like they're constantly 24/7.
Now I have a question. Do you consider is that a form of fame these days? Because before you walked in, Covino and I were arguing about baseball player Aaron Judge.
Yes.
There's
He's the face of the Yankees.
Yes.
there's an Instagram butt model, Jen Selter, who is like trying to get with him, and Covino.
Well, hold on. The headline, because we live in the backwards, upside down world now. The headline was she has her eyes on
him.
superstar Aaron Judge. So
Yeah.
for me, growing up the way I grew up, I'm like, get out of here. This guy's on the Yankees.
But in
And it
today's
bothers
day and
me.
age, she has 10, 20 million Instagram followers, so she is in her own world like the popular girl. So for her to date a New York Yankee is not crazy.
It's not crazy.
Who is he gonna date?
But it's not right.
I'm a New Yorker, and I am from, I think, the same era as you guys.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, my first instinct would be like,
Who's she?
hell no. But to give her credit, again, she does have millions and millions of followers.
So
And these days,
what?
they're
How many
stars.
girls in Spanish Harlem did you grow up with beautiful butt cheeks?
Probably all of them.
Did they get a shot at Aaron Judge or
No,
Derek Jeter at the
no,
time? Or
but
whatever?
that's the world we live
That's
on
where we're
today.
living. Yeah, because I asked you, I said,
Doesn't mean we need to agree with
who
it.
should
Doesn't mean we need to agree
he be
with
dating,
it.
and
I
who
don't
should
agree
she
with
be?
it.
If you don't think they're a match, because I think it sort of makes sense. He's a doofy-looking player, but he's hits home runs, and she has a nice ass, and she's famous for it. That seems to me like a match made in heaven. Like I don't think they're on different levels, really.
I could see
In
why a
2018.
dude would think that. I
Yeah.
could see why a dude would think that. But if I was his mama, I would hope that he wouldn't just be looking for a nice booty. I would hope that he'd be looking for someone that has something upstairs.
And
a
I'm not
big
his
heart.
mama. I'm not his mama, but I'm a fan.
But you're a fan, exactly.
And by the
this
way,
New York Yankees.
I frown on everybody coming down on me with their shitty feedback, coming at me like I'm crazy because I'm a fan. Is it wrong to be a fan of somebody?
No.
Maybe you're like a super fan.
So
you're like a
what?
schoolboy.
Then you know what? I'm happy because after Derek Jeter, I really didn't have anyone to root for after that.
Epa,
So that's my
you're
guy.
right.
Epa.
Epa.
I always say that. Epa.
I forgot your New York team.
I've always said that.
He always says it.
I forgot you guys do the New York teams. I love
right.
it. I'm home.
Yeah, we're East Coast based. You know what? Here you're from New York. Rich was the nighttime hottie on C100.
Yeah, we used to be on the radio in New York. You
Yeah.
were on at
What?
K-Rock. Yeah,
Yes.
Z100, K-Rock, and now here for the, 15 years now?
No, but bro, come on. It's not. I'm not trying to. You know.
Z100 was the.
It was this shit back then.
Snake.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was at the
I'm
time.
giving you
I did not know.
Yeah, well, that was our original stomping grounds, New York
So
radio.
how can I not put a New York Yankee who I grew up
On blast like
admiring?
that, yep.
You know, of course I'm gonna fucking have his back and put him
And
on
you
a
know what?
pedestal.
He's not that doofy looking guy.
come on, Paula,
that's
Paula.
a bad picture. Anybody doing this type of,
no,
you know.
he looks like Sloth from the Goonies. Please, Spot,
Hey,
pull up a
maybe
picture
she
of
likes Sloth from the Goonies. You know?
I'm on a show that's like the
Listen,
Goonies.
let me tell you something.
Yes,
That's
it
why
is.
On My Block is good, because
Right.
it's like the Goonies.
The
Hold on,
kid,
Paul.
it's all about the kids.
Covino spent 10 minutes talking about how handsome.
Oh my God!
Covino spent 10 minutes talking about how handsome and smooth your husband is. This guy's
humble and he's a fucking class act.
If you were
I'm
single,
sorry,
Paula,
he's a
you
New
would-
York Yankee,
Yo,
though.
if you were single, you're telling me you would go on a date with Aaron Judge.
Epa.
I don't know. That's a hard one because That's a hard one because, you know, New York Yankees, although I'm not that type of girl that would go after ballers, you know?
Right. You're not the girl that's going to try to get the front row seat. That's called gold diggers,
No,
Paula. Say what it is.
I'm not gonna say
it's called
that.
Gold digging.
But I just feel like I just feel like if I was single, I could get my own front row seats just by being Paula.
There it is. That's the type of girl.
Just by being Miss Garces.
That's the type of girl I want for Aaron Judge.
That guy.
That's it.
Just knows how to hit home runs. He is hideous.
Really?
But time out.
hold on. You sound like the jerk off. You sound like who? You Chaz Palminteri in A Bronx Tale?
Oh my
What are you?
God.
Mickey Mantle doesn't give a shit about you, kid. This is what we grew up idolizing. Now all of a sudden you don't care about heroes.
I do, but what I'm
what
saying,
they're talking
but what
about.
I'm saying is this guy right here, Aaron Judge. The only thing
you think Aaron Judge cares about you, kid?
he might be a nice dude, and he's a famous ball player, makes a lot of money. He will make a lot of money.
Right.
And what do we say? Also, he probably also has a huge penis because he's 6'7".
Oh, Dios
so,
mío.
so, so besides that, I mean, he's a regular doofy looking guy. Whatever. The end.
Yeah, see, here's the feedback I get.
Somebody's hating a little bit.
I want to. That's how I feel about it. I'm not scared to say that I'm a fan of the guy. Whatever. And people are saying I'm a fan of his dill snack. That's what I'm a fan of.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that's harsh.
That's yeah. So how do you deal with the? Because when we put think about what we do on the radio, right? What we do, we put our dumbest of thoughts out there. The things that normal people think about while they're taking a shit. We bring up on the radio, and we hope that either people can relate or think it's the weakest thing ever. Right? How do you? So we get a lot of hate, is what I'm trying to say. Like, dude, that was the dumbest thought ever. Like, oh, I thought it was good when I was in my bed by myself.
Yeah.
How do you deal with any criticism, or do you not get criticism?
Oh, I get criticism.
You do?
Yeah, of course.
How do you deal with it?
Really badly.
Really?
At first,
you don't fight back with people?
I don't have my own radio show.
So
If I had my own radio show, I'd probably
if someone writes some mean shit on social media.
No, I don't
ignore it?
respond to hate.
Oh, okay, you just
No,
totally
I don't.
ignore it.
Because again, my first instinct is to be like, what the you know, like I'd be totally
Spanish,
mad or whatever.
Spanish Harlem's about to come out.
Yeah.
And then I just don't really think of anything quick and, you know, intelligent to say, so I just leave it alone. So yeah.
Yeah.
Although they say that when you get a lot of hate, that means you're relevant.
You're
that
making,
means
you're making it.
You're the shit.
Yeah.
So,
how about in real life? Do you throw shoes? Like, how Latina are you? You throw shoes?
I almost threw down in the parking lot today.
Did you? Were you about to take a shoe off?
There's a lot of people late to this job, to this building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I got confused about the whole valet thing, even though you wrote me, right? Or was it you?
It was probably Spot. Yeah.
You know, convoluted, instructions on how to park, right?
Convoluted instructions.
No, they were great. Actually, no, they were great.
No, you see that? She thought convoluted, and she thought of me. It must have been that Bobo.
Unintelligent? Oh, that was you.
Just because I see somebody's picture, I think I'm talking to them.
Right.
It's your guy,
it's
right?
all of us.
So anyway, great instructions on how to park, but of course I came in through the back way, and I had a line of cars, but I'm like trying to wave to the valet guys, and the guys are like, "What? Like, you gotta come over here." And I'm like, "Obviously, I'm coming from." Well, anyway.
So you're like you're
they
feisty.
were like, "Beep, beep," and I'm like, "What the hell is LA with the beeping?"
Yeah. She was grabbing a shoe.
LA drivers like to beep a lot.
I feel like you strike me as the type of person that is so feisty. It is like you could tell. I could tell the type of person.
Well, remember, Rich? There's a give and take in life.
You think I'm a hot mess.
There's a give and take.
You are right.
Because everything.
You are correct.
You want to be with the Paula Garces? She's gonna throw a shoe at you.
Like I feel like
Please do.
I feel like dating or marrying a woman like you is delightful.
No,
yet
it could go
crazy.
from
Hot mess.
it goes from to ay Dios mío.
I feel like with passion comes crazy, and that like the passionate crazy type. Is that you?
I don't have fist fights,
Like-
honestly, but I almost had one downstairs today.
She moved from Spanish Harlem. She met.
I know.
Got claws.
Yeah.
No, but I would never get violent or physical. But yeah, my mouth could come off.
You ever
It
yell
could
at-
pop off.
Are you the type that will get mouthy with someone and then put your man in a bad spot?
Oh, he's constantly mad at me because of it.
don't do that.
We
Don't do
cannot
that.
go to the supermarket together.
Please, no.
We
Paula.
had an instant where like
Can I tell you what you did? I'll guess what you did.
What?
Someone probably bumped into you or something, and you said excuse you, and he's like, oh fuck.
Yes.
Please don't do that too.
Don't do that.
To your man. Who I imagine his name is something cool like Sergio or something.
No, and
or Romancito. Or...
And to me, he's like the tallest, toughest, biggest dude
He's
ever.
so cool. What's his name again?
Antonio. Because he's my
What's up, buddy?
husband. But this dude was like from Russia or one of them countries
Boris.
where like the shortest guy is
That'll
7
break
feet
you.
tall.
Right. Yeah. Good guy to mess with. Yeah.
And he was definitely mouthing back off to me. So I was like, oh, you want to be a bitch and talk to a bitch like this. And my husband comes in with like, I found the ketchup, you know, like type of situation.
Oh, no. Don't do that to Antonio. He's a good man.
He did not defend me, or so I thought in my head.
Right.
But then later, I thought about it, and I was like, that dude was big. Like, he was bigger than the dude in Rocky or
It's
whatever.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
Don't, ladies, don't do that to your men.
That was bad. That was wrong.
That
right?
happens all the time.
But
Yes.
it's just, I think he's my Superman. I thought, like, oh, you know, cool. He's going to knock this dude out. I'm going to go home. You're going to do something saucy with the ketchup.
Right,
you know, like, I don't know.
Right.
Man, yeah,
It did not happen. We fought all the way home.
So we learned something from you. Seize the opportunity, right?
Seize the opportunity.
Make it happen.
Yes.
You know, deliver like you did in that last scene,
You have
and like
to.
you did in Dangerous Minds.
And hopefully you learn something.
Yes,
Don't put your man
Right.
in these scenarios.
Right. Antonio doesn't
The end.
deserve that.
The
Thank
end.
you.
Paula, honestly, you're always welcome back. We love having you here. Netflix, On My Block.
On My Block.
On
On
My
My
Block
Block.
is it's on right now. I know people are watching. It's doing well. Make it do even more well.
More well.
More well.
More. Are you sure you didn't write the Instagram email?
Season 2,
We
possibly
want
in the works.
a season 2. We want a season 2, and we are doing our own promotions to have a season 2.
That's
'Cause
it, guys.
I think the show deserves it. It really is good.
Support it on my block Netflix and hit her up. Paula Garces 1 on Twitter and on Instagram at The Real Paula Garces. Thank you so
Yes.
much.